Only Time It Rains in Hollywood by Red Leather, Part 2, the lead solo. Etc, etc. Now what we're going to do in this video is teach you the first phrasing, in other words the phrasing for the first 4 bars. Then we're going to later teach you the scale that it comes from, in other words the scale that he uses, how to improvise with it, and we're going to build it from there. But step 1, we're first going to look at the first phrase. We're going to look at the part that sounds something like this. That's bar number 1. Now, you have to go all the way to fret number 20, playing quite high on your second string, and then pay attention to the light blue on the PDF that I sent along with this. If you don't have the PDF yet that I'm going to refer to, please drop me a WhatsApp or message me via my inbox. I'll be happy to help you with it because you need that as reference. And we're starting with a 20, which is a string bend. I'm fret number 20 on the second string, and it's a release. Bend and release, and then you pull off from there onto number 17, go back to 20 and bend again. So super slow motion is going to be like this. We got that? One more time, super slow motion, starting on 20, ring fingers on 20, bend it up. You release the bend, so you don't play the 20 again. That releases your other 20. You pull off to the 17, back to the 20 and bend. So the phrase at speed, and that's part number 1. Now every time that we learn the next bar, I'd like us to play through from the preceding bar and add on the extra one. So I'm going to play through what you just learned and add on the second bar. So it's going to sound like this now. And the second phrase, finger number 3, you can see I've numbered my fingers now to make it a bit easier, is going to start at fret number 19. You bend it again, release it again, pull off to the 17 again, back to the 19 and bend. So what I'd like us to observe here is the similarity in the sequence of events between the first and second bar. And what we mean by the similarity of the system of or sequence of events is that it's a bend, release, pull off, bend. And there you can see it again. Bend, release, pull off, bend. And that's your first 2 phrases. So one more time with me. I'm going to play the counting track. And also I'm going to send you an MP3 of the track as well, an audio that you can play along with. So the backtrack that I'm using here, I will send you a copy of it. And if you're not one of my students and watching my YouTube channel and you'd like a copy of it, please feel free to WhatsApp me, or you can send me a message via my YouTube channel. I'll be happy to send you a copy of the track that I made for this as well. Here we go, both phrases together. Listen for the click and try and play along with me. And there you have it, first and second bar. Now the third bar is going to start pretty much the same as the second bar, but it's going to have a little pinky twist. When I say the pinky twist, watch this. You see that pinky coming inside there? One more time. And there's 2 ways to do it. You'll notice that I've actually used my middle finger for that note over there. Like that, but you can use a pick as well. So I don't really mind if you decide to do what they call hybrid picking, which is a combination of the pick and your finger, or if you're using pick only, or even if you're just using fingers. But one more time now, that third bar. And all that's really happening there, after you've sort of repeated the second bar and you've added on that 20, which is the pinky on the second string, you come back to the third string, 19 and 17. So it's going to sound like the slow motion. And that's your third bar. Now if I play through with the backtrack, the first 3 bars, you're going to have something like this. it sounds really cool. Now, the reason why I specifically wanted to learn this solo is because it's got lots of very useful techniques that you can use in blues, rock, metal, pretty much any style you want to. So for me, this is almost a combination of Gary Moore meets Carlos Santana with a touch of David Gilmour and a hint of Mark Knopfler. It's basically really riffs that I think every guitarist out there has used something along the line, so we need to learn it. Very, very nice phrasings. Okay, and then the last bar, this is the easy part. 17, 19, 16. And this is where we break away from a pentatonic scale, which I'm going to teach you now, and go into diatonic. I'll demonstrate them both shortly. And then you go down to 14. And that little G sharp over there is from the harmonic minor scale, which I'm also going to debate later. But right now, you want to sit and learn the last bar, which is going to be. And listen for the pauses, listen for the phrases, listen to the original. This solo takes place around about 4 minutes 10 seconds into the video. So if you're watching the video, 4 minutes 10 seconds, you'll find the solo there. And then after that, I want to improvise, but we're going to get to that later. First of all, we're going to take you through now the whole solo. That's the backtrack. Should have rewound it. There we go. Are you ready? Whole way through. And now you can improvise. Etc, etc. But we're not going to go too much into that now. The next step is to learn the scales. The scales will be on this PDF as well. I'm going to list the pentatonic scale, which I'm going to show you first, and the diatonic scale, which will be next to that. But first of all, let's learn the A minor pentatonic scale, which is what he's building the first 3 bars from. Okay, we're starting really high on your guitar. Fret number 17 for those that are playing acoustic. Just go -12 and play it from fret 5. It will sound just as cool. It's just going to sound a lot deeper in pitch. Okay, here we go. Fret number 17, sorry. And we're going to go 17, 20 onto the 5th string, 17, 19, 4th string, 17, 19, 3rd string, 17, 19 again. And then we finish off with 17, 20 on the last 2 strings. If you play through with me, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that scale, you can actually hear that is straight taken from that. You can actually hear the song sitting inside with that particular scale. Now the second phrase is also taken directly from the scale we just did, from the A minor pentatonic. Usual 17, 19, and he adds a bend. So that whole phrase. Now the reason I'm jamming in the scale is that you can hear that that phrase comes from the scale. So that note I'm bending is actually that note there. So all the notes you're using comes directly from the scale. So learn your A minor pentatonic scale. And a very cool exercise to learn inside it as well is to go up in triplets, something like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And all that's really happening there is you're going up 3 notes. You come back to the second note you played, make that your first note. Go up 3 notes. Then you go to that group's second note, which is there. 1, 2, 3, and you go 3 notes. So basically it's up 3, 1, 2, 3, back 1, 1, 2, 3, back 1, back 1. And that sounds really cool going backwards as well. And that, if you use inside your solo, could sound like this. Now I'm going to improvise a little bit here to show you. There was the phrase, and there was the phrase again, played at different speeds, ascending and descending. So you can really have a lot of creative fun taking the solo out of context and making it your own. So The goal again was to teach you the first phrasing and then to create your own improvise for the remainder. So I'm not going to teach you the whole solo. I want you to be able to create build from what you've learned from it. If you want to, you're welcome to send me a copy or video of what you've jammed as well. It'd be really nice to see you guys playing. But anyway, we mentioned the diatonic scale. Now penta means 5, it's a 5-note scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it repeats onto the tonic because that's the octave of this. Diatonic is basically a 7-note scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 onto your tonic. So tonic remains the same. But let's take you through that scale. This is the aeolian, also known as the natural minor. It's going to start on A, fret 17. 17, 19, 20. 17, 19, 20. 17, 19. Move back to 16, 17, 19. Back up to 17, 18, 20. Then you finish off with 17, 19, 20 there. And then backwards. And you can hear this note here when he goes through, when he plays at 16 there, which is the 3rd note of the 4th bar. So you can go, and it sounds really sweet inside the context as well. So diatonic phrasings. And it sounds really nice. You can actually capture the element that he's using for the song. And again, exercises inside that same triplet I was speaking about. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Sort of go forward 3, back to the second, back to that 1 second, and it's running like that. And it's really useful jams. Now, I want you to also be aware of the harmonic minor, which sounds like this. And that note I'm lingering on there is this note, which he plays at the last part. And that's from the harmonic minor, and that works against the chord E, which has a G sharp in it. Now, I'm not going to go too much into theory. I'm just introducing you some basic scales, and you've learned how to solo the first phrase the first time through, and you're going to create your own solo. So to say goodbye with, I'm going to play through the intro one more time, and I'm going to do my own solo, completely improvised. Hopefully I don't make too many mistakes. So I'm going to play it through once, and that's on your PDF, and then we're going to simply improvise the rest. Here we go. You can go on for hours just having fun. So please make sure, if you want a copy of the audio track, in other words this part here, what you're hearing now, if you want a copy, let me know. I'll be happy to send you the backtrack. It's not going to cost you a cent. Just happy to help the musicians out there. And have an awesome week. Take care, and I really hope you enjoy the song. Thank you.